Hello everyone, this is Super Comic Girl. I am back with another video. So I do videos several times a week, sometimes several times a day in the case of today. And so we're going to be doing a review of Sandman season number 1, episode number 7, The Dollhouse. So this episode, before I begin, I want to say there's going to be spoilers for The Dollhouse. So if you guys have not watched the episode, then please watch that before you watch my video. For those who have watched The Dollhouse, then let's move on. So in this episode, we find out that there is a rumor of an entity known as the Vortex that has the ability to basically absorb or to bring people to her. And we find out that the Vortex has a name, and her name is Rose Walker. Now, way back in episode number 1, when Morpheus was trapped by the Brotherhood, or the Mages, one of the victims of the sleeping sickness was a young girl named Rose Walker. Not Rose Walker. I can't pronounce her name, but she's Rose Walker's grandmother. And during the time that Rose's grandmother was under the sleeping sickness, she had gotten raped by probably somebody that worked in the institution she was in. She got pregnant, and they basically helped her body give birth and all that type of stuff. So in this episode, Rose and her brother Jeb are separated, and a little bit later on, both of her parents pass away, and Jeb is put into foster care, and the neighbors down below Rose adopts her as part of their family. And it turns out, of course, that Rose's mother's estate, basically the money that was in the estate, was used up to pay for her apartment and all that stuff, because her mother wanted her to have a place to live and not have to worry about having a roof over her head, which I like Rose's mother already. Morpheus actually tells Lucian that yes, there is a vortex, and that Matthew the Raven, who used to be human, and I actually read up a little bit about him. The reason that he is not in the afterlife with all the other people that have died is he died in the dreaming. And when you die in the dreaming, you become a citizen of the dreaming. So that's how he's still around. So that was a really interesting thing, that if you die in the dreaming, you are a resident of the dreaming, which is interesting. So they're trying to find this girl called Rose Walker. Another thing that Rose learns is that her family, the family she didn't know that she had, actually owns a very, very profitable company. I can't pronounce it, but something sugar, and they're basically a sugar empire. And Rose was shocked. Another interesting thing about it is Stephen Fry is in this episode. He's the upstairs tenant of a B&B, and he actually comes to Rose's aid. It's more of a distraction because Rose can actually defend herself, which the two morons did not know that, which was funny to see their shocked looks when they discovered that this girl could actually defend herself. I love it when he pulled the sword blade out of his cane, which sounds so old-fashioned, but they were really shocked. It'd be like, this guy has a blade. They were just shocked. And towards the towards the end of it, we do sort of encounter Jeb's adopted father, who is a world class asshole. He goes and stuffs Jeb in a trunk in front of someone who is too terrified to do anything about it, and who also knows Jeb's abusive adopted father. Which I do think we're going to meet one of the three missing members of the Dreaming, because she mentions about the Jeb's being abused. So yeah, I think that might be in the next episode. But anyways, so at the very end of the episode, Rose Walker actually arrives in the Dreaming, which shocks the heck out of Lucian and Morpheus, because there's a mortal in my realm. And yeah. We also are introduced to the Pumpkinhead guy, who is actually played by the actor who played Luke Skywalker, and he does voices for like the Joker. I don't. Is it Mark? I think Mark Hamilton. I think it is. But he was hilarious, and like, oh looky, you're giving it to the new guy. But it was just like, okay. So yeah. Another thing is the dollhouse is actually in one of the is in one of the shots, and basically it's her grandmother's dollhouse that she got for her 12th birthday before she went to sleep. So yeah. So I think Morpheus has another little friend. We'll see how that particular partnership works out. But another, I want to say something that was really weird about the episode is there's a serial killer convention. What the freaking heck is a serial? Oh my god! You would think that would be an event that the police would be like on top of, but apparently no, for some unknown reason. And then these three serial killers mimic the Corinthians' crimes, getting the Corinthians' attention. Because it's like, I didn't do that. Oh wow. It was way too much for my stomach. Just, I know they're not real, but it makes my stomach bubble. But yeah, there's some gross things in this season that makes me go, what the hell was Neil Gaiman thinking when he did this particular comic? So yeah. So I am going to give the video 5 stars. It is a great episode. It's really interesting to connect the first season with a later on season, and yeah, it's kind of amazing to know that Rose Walker is essentially the, if you want to in a nutshell, is literally the heiress to a sugar company. So yeah. Yeah. I think even her adopted mother was like, what? So yeah. Yeah, Rose kind of has a little job. She's hired by her grandmother to find her brother, because she wants to meet her grandson. So yeah, I mean, yeah, she had this, one thing I'm going to say this, one thing I really do love about Rose's grandmother is, despite the fact that, she wasn't around when her parents passed away, she went through a traumatic event that she really doesn't have any kind of emotional thing in it, like, how when women get raped, they have all these emotions that go through them. Well, she doesn't have that because she was asleep. So she doesn't have that feeling of like feeling dirty and everything like that. She's just more, you know, I had a daughter and I am trying to find her, and she's just more of she's a very strong woman, and I really love that about Rose's grandmother. She is such a strong woman for all the stuff that she went through. And she is probably the strongest mortal character that I've ever encountered in this episode. Not episode, but also this season. She's got a lot of grit, and that's what I just love that about, about grandparents. They have grit. And she's got a lot of it to spare. So, I am going to end it here. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I'm going to go ahead and watch the next episode because I'm really, really getting into this show, and I just happen to love it. So I'll see you guys around. Bye.